Hey, everybody. I'm the mom, Miss Pat.
And I'm her daughter, Crystal Shay. Welcome to a podcast that captures the unique bond between the both of us as we talk about life experiences, challenges, and life lessons we've learned.
We don't claim to have all the answers,
But we do plan to keep it real,
so grab your coffee
or your tequila.
and join us for this week's episode of Who's Raising Who.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. Who's raising who? Real talk, real love, real growth too. Who's raising who? Baby, we all rise when the love comes through. Who's raising who? 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 Who's raising who?
Last episode, we introduced ourselves and shared how this podcast came to be. But today, we're taking things a little deeper. Beyond mom and daughter, who are we really? Whether you're listening with your mom, your daughter, or simply reflecting on your own relationships, we hope today's conversation reminds you that we're all still growing. And sometimes the people who have known us the longest still have new things to discover. Okay, Crystal, if someone met you today, what would you hope they notice first?
If someone met me today, honestly, I hope they don't notice me at all. You ever walked into like a room full of people and you could just feel people looking at you?
Yes.
So yeah, I would hope that they don't notice me at all. Like I don't want people looking at what I look like, what outfit I'm wearing. I would rather them not notice me at all.
But you're so cute, Crystal, wherever you go.
I be putting that thing on sometimes.
Yeah, you do, girl.
Thank you. But yeah, no, I wouldn't. I would not want them to notice me at all. My question for you is, who was Miss Pat before you became a mother? Who were you?
Who is who? Well, that's a good question, Crystal. Before I became a mother, I was an individual. I was a very independent individual. I was just a I was a person that took care of myself, took care of my responsibility, and
Well, let's think back, because before you became a mother, Ma, you were still a teenager. So how much responsibility did you really have? How much taking care of yourself were you really doing? Like let's keep it real. Don't put on no performed response for the people. You was 17. You had me at 18. You were 17. Like that was your last age before becoming a mother. So what were you like? Like who were you as a teenager? Were you really independent? Were you really self-sufficient?
no. Okay, so that changes the dynamic of everything. Before I became a mother, I was just a fun, outgoing teenager that just knew how to just enjoy my life, go out with my friends. It was a learning process for me, even being a teenager. I had some ups and downs as a teenager. I had to make some decisions as a teenager, and I was able to learn from my mother, and not so much my friends, but from my mother. She gave me great advice growing up as a teenager, along with my brothers as well.
So what was one dream that you had that you never stopped having? Like before you were a mother, you had a dream. I don't know if it was a dream about like what you wanted to be when you became an adult, a dream about what your family would look like what dream that you have that you never stopped having as a 60-year-old woman, fully developed adult woman today. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, one of the things that I wanted to do, and pretty much still want to do, is I want to become a social worker. And I believe we had this conversation before because I love helping people with resources and getting them back on track, getting them where they need to be in life. The other thing that I love and always wanted to do is sign language. That's something I actually want to do even to this day. Is sign language.
We talked about that. I told you, you be having a lot of time. I know you do stuff with the seniors, but you got Miami-Dade College right there. I don't know how much the classes are. They may have some community classes that you can sign up for, but we need to look into it. I don't heard you mention this sign language class, learning sign language, a few things. That will make you bilingual, just so you know, because sign language is an official language.
Yeah, that is actually something I always had a passion for, to be able to communicate in different languages with the different people.
Where did you get the idea of wanting to be a nurse?
When my dad got sick and we had to bring him home from the hospital, and I, I actually saw him decline in his health, and there was a nurse there helping him. And I said, at that moment, I said, this is something I want to do. I want to be able to help elderly people. And just edit that out. I don't know.
No, that's fine. You fine. You're thinking through your answer. It's fine. I'm not editing that out. Not this. Because it's your truth.
Yeah, my truth is I want to just be in a position where when the end results, I can see the end results
Of somebody feeling better
of
and getting
somebody.
better
Yeah,
because of your help.
because of my health. And that is just something that I've always wanted to do, is to take care of the elderly, put a smile on their face, let their family know that there's somebody out there that really care for them, genuinely care for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that I would do, I would have done without pay.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you love to do something and you have a passion for it, sometimes it does not come with a price. Crystal, what is something people assume about you that's completely wrong?
I've been told, well, back in the day, I used to get told that people thought that I was like stuck up and standoffish. And when I started to ask people why, it's because of how I looked. You know, I don't know if you know, but back in the day, like if you were a lighter complexion girl, you know, and I used to wear my hair straight, my hair was long, you know, people would look at you and kind of stereotype you. So I used to get that all the time. They would think that I was just stuck up and unapproachable. And I will always have people come back around and be like, you know what, you real down to earth. You real down to earth. So that's one of the things people will always assume about me. That was I answered the question.
Yes, you did.
Okay. What's something you admire about the version of who you are today? What's something you admire about yourself, about the version of who Miss Pat is right now?
I admire the fact that I'm very genuine, I'm very honest, and I'm myself. I'm just myself. I admire that about me, that I've always had that characteristic about myself.
Okay.
What's something that you admire about the version of yourself today?
Oh, same question. Okay. Something I admire about the version of who I am today is my confidence. I've always been pretty confident, and a lot of that I had to learn. I had to learn to be confident, and it was mostly because you had me in like oratorical programs, things where I was on stage performing in front of people, whether it was dancing. I remember being in tap dance at one point when I was little. I mentioned oratorical club. I was always singing with the choir, whether it was the family choir. Eventually I was in sports. So I've always had the confidence to be able to stand on a stage in front of people. So even if I'm not on stage, having conversations with people and meeting new people, like I'm confident, I'm bold. Like nothing really embarrasses me much. What is something, Mama, that you have had to unlearn as an adult? Something that you, and to break that down, something that, okay, when you were younger, not as experienced in life, you understood something about maybe a particular subject or whatever, but as an adult, you had to say, you know what? I don't believe this, or I think I think differently about this. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, it does. It makes sense.
Or maybe a better way to put it is, what's something that you have a different perspective on now than what you had in the past?
Um, I have a different perspective on how I view myself.
Okay.
In the past, as far as confident, I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of relied on other people to validate me.
Okay.
And I had to unlearn how to do that, to be confident in what I do and mean what I say. And that's what I had to unlearn. Not to be selfish in so many ways as well, but to be more concerning of others and their feelings.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to move on to what I call finish my thought. And I'll start. So what I'll do is I'm going to start a sentence. All right, I'm going to just talk to the audience real quick. My mama is very nervous right now because we did not rehearse these questions. She picked from a list of questions that I gave her, the questions that she wanted to ask me, but I don't know what questions she wanted to ask me. So I didn't have time to think about my answers, and she didn't have time to think about the questions that I was going to ask her. So right now she's making these faces because she is very nervous, and I'm telling her it's okay. We good. Just be yourself and answer authentically, because that's what we're doing, right?
Yes.
All right, now back to you. Like I said, I call this finish my thought. So how this works is I'm going to start a sentence. You need to finish it without overthinking. So I'm going to say my favorite color is, and then you're going to say my favorite color is, and then fill in what your favorite color is. Got it?
Yeah.
All right. So this is called finish my thought. I'll start. One thing I never stop doing is.
Loving my family, loving people, and doing my best in life.
That's a good answer. All right. The next one is my biggest strength is. Now remember, repeat the statement and then finish it. My biggest strength is.
My biggest strength is going out of my way for people, which is the same as me giving of myself to other people and just letting them know that I'm there for them, regardless of what the situation is. I want to always be in a position where I can help them wherever they are.
Okay. I will definitely co-sign to that. You do go out of your way to help people that you care about. Now I think you have some finish my thought questions for me, right?
Yes.
All right, your turn.
One thing I always say is,
One thing I always say is, that's between you and the Lord. I say that's my phrase now, because there's a song that say, that's just not my problem. And I just feel like that's the space that I'm in right now. Like, I have so much on my plate. I can't take on everybody else's drama, trauma, issues. So sometimes I have to separate myself and say, that's between you and the Lord.
okay. When I get irritated,
When I get irritated, I always, what happens when I get irritated? I don't know, Mom. I get a little short tempered, and I be like, all right, all right. Like, I get short tempered. Like, I don't know.
No, you know, because you just said it. Because you do it with me, Krista.
What I do, Mom? When I get irritated, what I do when you irritate me?
Okay, Mom. All right.
Yeah,
That's what you do.
that's what I do. That's what I do.
So no, you hit that right on the nail, because she does it with me.
Mom, don't talk to them. We talk to me.
I'm talking to you. I'm looking right at you.
Because you just said she does it with me. Talk to me. Don't talk to them.
Then we have the same conversation.
Yes, and you're still talking to them.
I'm not talking to them. It's just me and you.
So then why you just sat here and said she does it to me? Who are you talking to? I'm tired of having this conversation.
And
I'm tired of having this conversation.
all
Anyway,
right.
all right. So at this time, we would like to introduce a segment called The Connection. Each episode will acknowledge a woman or a woman-owned business who've made an impact on culture, relationships, or our personal lives. Today, we feel connected to a group that this segment was actually named after and inspired by. The Connection Teen Girls at New Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church in Miami, Florida. The Connection is a spiritually led mentoring group for teen girls. Their focus is building meaningful connections with God, each other, and the world around them. Through faith-filled conversations, creative activities, mentorship, and service, they're creating a safe space where young women can grow in confidence, deepen their relationships with God, and form lasting friendships. Together, they're learning spirituality, service, and sisterhood, one connection at a time. Shout out to Pastor Al Jackson Jr. and Youth Pastor Hemphill for allowing there to be a space for young ladies to feel safe and connected. These next two questions, I like to look at them and consider them like looking through each other's eyes. So my question to you, Mom, is, when do I make you the proudest?
When do you make me the proudest?
Yes.
It's when you do everything in your will to make what's going on in your life happen. I am so proud to be a proud mother of you, because anything you set your mind to do, anything that you just, anything you set your mind to do and you accomplish it, it just makes me so proud, because I know what I have poured into you, and then to look at the results of it, I am extremely, extremely proud of you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. What do you think that I am afraid of?
That's a question for me?
You the only one here.
You always talking like we got an audience.
Mom, I asked you, what do you think that I'm afraid of? Come on now, for real. What do you think I'm afraid of?
Me?
Mom, seriously?
Not in the back.
You think I'm afraid of you?
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, what do I think you're afraid of? Actually, nothing, because you're so fearless. I don't think you fear anything, because you're very confident in, like I say, in everything that you do. It's just amazing that you're not fear. You don't have fear about anything because you'll take whatever it is that you're doing and you just go for it. 100%. You put your all into whatever you do, and you don't look back. And I do know, the Word of God says that He don't give you that of
Spirit
fear,
of
the
fear.
spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And I just thank God that that's what you have. That's what you have instilled in you, and you take that word and you apply it to any and everything that you put your hand to.
Okay. Thank you.
So, Crystal, what's something you've learned from me, from watching me?
Something that I've learned from watching you is resilience. I think you are one of the most resilient women that I still have the chance to be in close proximity to. You are resilient. I've 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 experienced a lot with you. You had me when you were 18. I've seen you go through a lot. I've seen you go through domestic violence. I've seen you go through divorce. I've seen you go through hard periods, even with your own mom, having, rough periods in y'all relationship. I've seen you have bad relationships. I've seen you struggle financially. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot. And all of that, you always persevere. Like your resilience, like sometimes you've had to fake it to make it. And maybe that was, just a mechanism to get through the hard things. But you always persevere, you always come through. And I was sharing with some of my friends recently. I was like, I've seen my mom go through a lot of stuff. And because they always talk about how sweet and how kind you are. And when I shared some of the things that I've seen you go through, even one of my friend's moms, she was with us one night. She said, and that's amazing for her to have dealt with all of that stuff and still be as sweet and as kind and as giving as she is. You would never know that she went through all of that. And I was like, yeah. So that's one thing I've learned from you, how to be resilient, how when things get hard, you work through it. Like you might be down and out for a second, but you fight through it and you find a solution and you keep it moving. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna get emotional, but that's what I learned from you.
I have had to, not just in front of my kids, but I've had to put on a mask in a lot of situations because I didn't want no one to really know. And when I say no one, I'm talking about particularly like my mom, to know what was really, really going on in my life at one period, not for a long period of time, but for the situation that I've encountered. And even to this day, she's no longer with us. It's some things that happened in my life that she didn't know anything about. And I had to wear that. I had to wear that mask because it was to protect my kids. And but I overcame that. I'm an overcomer. I appreciate what you just shared because it just brought back memories because I can see how you responded just thinking about what I what I went through. And Yeah, it was a lot of challenges in my life with my kids, but I made it through. I made it through with the grace of God. I made it through with prayer. Just so many nights and so many days. No one had no idea what was going on in my mind, to the point where I was like, I can't do this no more. And I even thought about taking my life one time. And I said,
I never knew that.
yeah, I wanted to just end it all because it was just too much. And my mom, she didn't know.
Why didn't you?
Because I love all of y'all. I love my kids. And that's where late nights I would just get on my knees and ask God to like, just help me, God, please help me. And when I say take my life, I did attempt. I ain't gonna say I attempt, but I looked at some pills on the side of the bed, and I was like, I'm taking these because I can't take this no more. With the abuse and with the verbal abuse, the physical abuse, and I said I can't do this anymore. And so I was still going to work. I was still maintaining my life, and I was still functioning as a normal mother. But like I said, it was just for the sake of my kids. I didn't do it just to look in their face and say, I can't do this. They need me. They need me.
If it's okay with you, I would like to revisit the conversation of domestic violence, maybe on another episode. If it's okay with you.
That's fine with me.
Okay. You had another question for me?
Crystal, when do you think I'm the happiest?
I think you are the happiest when you are with your family. And usually when you with your family, you are doing things to serve. So it's either cooking for us or fixing plates if we at somebody else's house, or if we at church is doing hospitality, standing at the door, greeting people. That's when you're happiest. When you are first with your family, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. When you're with your family, and sometimes I don't mean like the whole extended family. I understand sometimes just having your kids at your house, having us at your house doing absolutely nothing. That's when you're happiest. Yeah, that's when you're your happiest. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But before we do, my last question for you is, what did you learn today, Mama, that you didn't know before? Whether it was about me, whether it was about yourself. What did you learn in this conversation that you didn't know before?
I didn't know you felt the way you felt.
About what?
Being resilient and how you viewed me as not only a mother, but as a friend. And that really touched me to know that you, even even today, that you think of me like that.
Yeah.
It's very inspiring. It just gives me hope. I said that before. It just gives me hope to just continue to live and want to live for my kids, because you all still need me, and I need you all. I need you all, because you make me want to live. You make me want to do better as a parent. You make me want to just, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm lost for words.
It's all right. You have a closing question for me?
It's not really a question. I'm gonna be honest. Like, we've been at this for a couple hours right now, and I'm having fun just sitting here looking at you and talking to you. So it's not a question. It is a comment.
Okay.
I'm very tired, and I'm ready to end the podcast for the night. And yeah, so that's where I am right now. I'm sitting here, I'm rubbing my head and everything. I'm rubbing my eyes.
Okay,
And
girl.
I'm just ready to end this podcast till our next segment.
All right, I'm gonna let you go, and you can go and tend to your dog, and I'm gonna go home. Okay?
Wait, are you sure we answered all the questions?
What questions?
Who's raising who?
You know, at this point, I think we're both just out here doing our best.
Speak for yourself, Crystal. I raised you just fine.
See, this is exactly why we need to do more episodes
What we need is prayer.
and therapy. But anyway, listen, y'all. Don't forget to follow and subscribe from whatever platform you're listening on. Also, please, please, please leave us a 5-star review and share this episode with somebody who always has to be right.
Well, we'll let them decide who's raising who.
You're right. Anyway, bye, y'all. Love you, mama.
Love you too, girl.
Who's raising who? 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 Who's raising who?